let's talk about the history of this. She's a New Yorker. You are clearly the New York senator, one of the two New York senators who will be sponsoring her in front of the committee. What is the argument against her? The argument that she has been too activist, that she has talked about the appeals court making law rather than following law.
It's a pretty slim read. Clearly, she's legally excellent, top of her class, Princeton and Yale, great record on the courts. She's a moderate. She's had some very tough on crime opinions. She has a great story. And, of course, diversity as well, which is important, although I would say excellence and moderation come number one and number two. So they don't have much to argue against. The thing they're pointing out is she said you make policy on the Court of Appeals. But that's sort of the hard right put that out, and it got on YouTube. But as typical of what they do, they cut off the next sentence where she said, I don't believe in that view. I don't subscribe to that view. Once the whole record comes out, it sort of pulls the rug out from under that argument because she said she doesn't agree with it.
Now, she's a former prosecutor. She's got years on the bench. At the same time, there were other candidates, perhaps Diane Wood, who are known for their legal brilliance. What makes her so special? Is it the, quote, empathy factor that the president said was so important to him, real life experience?
I think it's the combination. Clearly, she's brilliant legally. You don't graduate summa from Princeton, Yale Law Review, and you know how you get on Law Review. There's no politics, no personality involved. You write 6 or 7 essays, you put a number at the top. And the professors and law review people who read those essays just pick a number. Number 23 was the best essays. Sotomayor gets on. So she's brilliant, but the combination of the brilliance and the practical experience, I think, is unique. There's no one who has her life story on the court. And that life story would be important whether she was black, white, from one country or another. I think Republicans will oppose her at their peril. It's very hard for a senator of either party to vote against her.
Well, already some Republicans, and certainly some who have presidential ambitions, are talking very negatively. Let me read to you Mitt Romney, his comment today. The nomination of Judge Sonia Sotomayor to the Supreme Court is troubling, he wrote. Her public statements make it clear she has an expansive view of the role of the judiciary. Historically, the court is where judges interpret the Constitution and apply the law. It should never be the place, quote, where policy is made, as Judge Sotomayor has said. That was in reference to the quote we were talking about, which was from a colloquy at Duke University Law School in 2005. Does Mitt Romney have a point?
No, I don't think so. Mitt Romney's running for president. What he did last time, it didn't work. What he's doing this time is appealing to the hard right faction of the Republican Party. And this is really, I think, in a certain sense, this is a referendum on the future of the Republican Party, because she is a moderate. She's had a lot of experience. She does represent diversity, and they're going to have real trouble opposing her. And if they let the 5% at the extreme right oppose her and lead them to oppose her, it's going to hurt them. The President Obama, to his credit, didn't choose a far-out liberal. He chose someone who's a moderate, who has some very tough opinions on, for instance, on crime and on other issues like that. She's written some very strong, tough on crime opinions.